Hello friends, today we are going to see about the kingdom Animalia and general characteristics of animals. So let's start with the kingdom animals. We all know that there are lots of animals which is present on this earth, be it mammals, be it reptiles, worms, mollusca, arthropods, or many. So as there are lots of animal are present, but we are going to see about the characters behind that we have called them as a animalia. So there must be reason or there must be some features, because of them we call them or we categorize them into a kingdom animalia. So there are around 9 to 10 millions of species are there which inhabit the earth, which are living on the earth, but only 8 lakh species are there which has been identified as an animal till the date. So what are the general characters of that kingdom animal or any animals? So first character is the animals. All animals are multicellular, means they possess many cells. Okay, then they form a organ system. From that cells they form tissue and then organ system. Second one is the eukaryotic. They all are eukaryotic in nature and they are heterotrophs, means they all are depend upon the other organism for their food purpose or nourishment. Next character is adult animals develop from embryo. You can see it in picture. There are some animals which are showing the growth from the embryo to adult. And the next one is the organism that are, some of them are sessile, means they cannot move from one place to another place, and another one is motile, means they are mobile in nature. They can go anywhere they want to with the help of their feet or any other locomotory organ. Next character is that most of the animals are living in the seas, like fishes are there, or any other organism like turtles are there. Some animals they generally lives on a sea, but many of the organism are live on a land. So next character is digestive system. So in we know that animals are well developed kingdoms, that they are showing many features or many system, well developed system. So one of them, the system is digestive system. That is, some of the organism shows incomplete digestive system, and another organism, some of the organism shows complete digestive system. So in incomplete digestive system possessing animal, there is only one opening, so that they can eat and they can and they so or they can so they can eat from that opening only, and they can excrete their excretory matter from that opening only. So there is only single opening in the incomplete digestive system. And the example are some platyhelminths like flatworms or cnidarians. They are showing incomplete digestive system because they are primitive animals. They were not that much developed, but like human beings, they are showing two different opening. We call it as a mouth and anus. So next system is respiratory system. So many organisms respire through the lungs, means they take oxygen and remove the CO2 through the lungs, but fishes generally use the gills for their respiration purpose. Next one is a excretory system, means whatever the waste material form in the inside the body, it must be goes to the outside. Like humans or chordates generally possess kidney for the excretion, but sponges or coelenterate are the exception for that. They generally excrete through the diffusion between the cells. Or insects are there, they generally excrete through the Malpighian tubules which is present inside their body. So next system is nervous system, which controls our movement, coordination between the organs. So in mainly nervous system consists brains or spinal cord and nerves. So it is developed, well developed in inside the animals. Next one is endocrine system, means our hormones, we can say the glands which secretes the hormone, different gland system are there, are present in the animal or kingdom, animal, or it is the feature of the animals. And another system we can say is the reproductive system. Many invertebrates do the asexual reproduction, that they do not need any partner, they can reproduce their self, means like budding or fission. But most of the organism do the sexual reproduction, and some of them do the parthenogenesis, means reproduction from an ovum or egg without the fertilization. So example is that some invertebrates, means they can do the parthenogenesis. So these are till now we have seen about the general basic characters, but now we are going to see the higher animals characters, means chordata are the higher phylum from the animal kingdom, which are well developed, we can say. So and they are showing most of the peculiar fundamental features. So we are going to see about those features. In this, the first feature is nerve cord, then notochord, pharyngeal gill slit and post-anal tail. We are going to see it one by one. So first one is nerve cord. You can see here a nerve cord, which is a single hollow nerve cord present on the dorsal surface, beneath the dorsal surface in vertebrates, and it differentiate into brain and spinal cord. So in mostly in whatever the vertebrates are present, in that, in those organism or in those vertebrates, this nerve cord is going to form a spinal cord, which is a part of nervous system. And second feature, we can say the first feature, it must be first feature, that is notochord. The chordata itself, that word has arisen from this notochord. This notochord is peculiar feature for the chordata, phylum chordata. This notochord is elastic rod which extends through the chordate, and it generally provide the rigid support. In the vertebrate, this notochord is replaced by the vertebral column. It gives the support to the body of the organism. Next feature is the pharyngeal gill slits. So gills means the, of course they are going to use this organ for the respiration. So it generally connect the pharynx, which is present between the mouth and esophagus, with the outside. Through this gill slit, it allows the water entering the mouth to exit the body. In some organism like fishes, and this is for the respiration purpose, of course. So you can see in the picture there is a chicken embryo and human embryo. They in their embryo, you can see the gill slits somewhere down, gill slit you can see it there. Next feature is post anal tail. That tail, it is a part of tail, you can say it is a tail only. Post means it is present on the posterior region. Next, anal, it is an extension from the anus part, and as it is tail, so that's why they have given the name post anal tail. So it contains skeletal elements, some muscle which provide the source for the locomotion in animal like fishes. So these are all are the peculiar features. So now we are going to see about some general characters like symmetry. Some organisms are asymmetrical, that they do not possess any symmetry in their body. Some animal like Cnidaria and Echinodermata, they shows the radial symmetrical, and but if we talk about the animals, so most of the animals shows the bilaterally most of the animals are bilaterally symmetrical. Next character is cephalization, that is the process by which sensory organs and appendages became localized in the head. Cephalo means the head, means whatever the sensory organ are present, they are present in the head region, means anterior end of the animals. Next character is exoskeleton. Arthropod, insect or some mollusca, snail, they possess the external covering that support and protect their body. Next feature is metamerism, means they annelida, means earthworm example, we can say that they shows some series of repeating parts. These are, we can call them as a segment, or also we can call them as a metamere. So, and the process of forming that repeating parts, repeating segment, is called as a metamerism. And another main feature is that they are all animal, means most of the organism are triploblastic in nature. Not all, but most of the organism are triploblastic in nature. That is, they show three germ layer, embryonic germ layer, that is ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm, from which organ formation is going to take place. But exception is that the sponges and coelenterate, they do not show this triploblasticity in them. So here are some review that classification, we can say some vertebrates or invertebrates, and it is a some summary, that is animals kingdom, they are multicellular. Then level of organizations, they are showing, some of them showing the cellular level, means porifera, they do not show typical organ or tissue grade organization. In the tissue organ grade system, there are symmetry, that is radial, some possess radial like coelenterate and ctenophora, they generally shows radial symmetry, but another organism that they are showing bilaterally symmetrical, so like platyhelminth to chordata. As echinodermata only shows radial symmetry in their adult, when they are adult, but when they are in larval, if we see the echinodermata's larval form, so we can find that they possess bilateral symmetry. That's why we have concluded, or we have included them in a bilateral organism. So in the after the bilateral characters, the body cavity, about the body cavity or presence of coeloms, means some organisms which are without body cavity, they are acoeloments like platyhelminth, they do not possess any coelom. Some organisms which possess, we can call them as a pseudocoeloment, means they have coelom, but it is not a true coelom, means ascalminth. And another is coeloments, means annelida to chordata, they all are coeloments, they possess body cavity for their protection of organ, we can say it. So these all are some points which must be remembered during the study of kingdom Animalia. I hope you have liked the video. So if you like this, please share it and subscribe it. Thank you.